Welcome, guys. It's Sunday, and we are live with Real Shit with R&T. Real Shit with R&T. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just waiting on my co-host, and we can get started. Matter of fact, I think I need to send the request. What should I say here? Invite. Let's see. He probably gonna come on and say something smart, cause you know he always got to. But we ready though. We ready. Rock steady. Cause we are so ready. We gonna hey. Cause it's real shit with R&T. Real shit with R&T. Give me a moment and we'll be getting started. With real shit with R&T. Real shit with R&T. Cause it's Sunday. Yeah. He's not on. It's 7 o'clock. I don't want to show about you having an attitude at the time. Because you know what I'm saying? He'd be late. Late. But it's okay. Give us a minute. And we'll be getting started with our podcast. Oh, I think this might be him. Just a minute late. But, you know what I mean? And let's just see. Real shit with R&T. Real shit with R&T. It says adding. It says adding.
First of all, don't be late. First, don't do me. I'm sitting. Girl. Hi, Renee. How are you? Nigga, I'm sitting at my desk waiting for the request to come through.
Now, why are we playing? I started right at 8 o'clock. Bro. You wasn't here. I even sent the request. 12?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 7 o'clock. Yeah. Started right at 7.
You don't know the time.
Stop playing with me. Whatever. I started.
Whatever.
What I'm saying
Whatever.
What I'm saying is, hey, can I get the song? Real shit with R&T. Real shit with R&T. Hey, like my hat. It ain't a bonnet.
You already know what I said. You already know what I said.
I started to. I was like, I should test the theory and put this bonnet on. What he gonna
test
do? You're gonna be?
Test it and see
The
what
show
happens.
must go on.
It will. I'm sure you can handle it for the whole hour.
Hey, you check our video. Let's get this party started.
I did. I have. I do.
You just did. So, thank you guys for tuning in. You are tuning in again to Real Shit with R&T. I am the R, which stands for Renee. And this is...
I be always, as you always know. Y'all already know who I is. I'm that good tea, baby. I'm that good tea.
That good tea. Not that bad tea. That sweet tea. That delicious tea.
I mean, delicious. You know what I'm saying? I've been called delicious before. You feel what I'm saying? I go down smooth is what people tell me. I go down smooth. I go down smooth.
Okay. I hear you. Well, again, thank you guys for tuning in to our lovely podcast we have today, again, on our Sunday at 7 p.m. So just to recap real quick, how was your weekend? Because we always go through that on Sundays at the very beginning. And then we'll jump right into our topic.
Man, I drove to Atlanta this weekend. So then on Friday, my homegirl moved down there. Her and her sister and her nephew. You already know I didn't. Since then, you already know I didn't. And like, okay, so she asked me like last year, if I would help, if I would drive the truck or whatever. I was like, all right, cool, no problem. I really didn't think they was gonna move, but whatever. So then earlier this year, she was like, hey, this is when we're moving. You still available? And I was like, damn. I did say I would help. So I'm saying I would drive. So I'm saying so. I was like, all right, man, yeah, I'll do it. It's no problem. And then I almost got out of it last weekend due to some complications that arose on her part. And then I was like, look at God. See what I'm saying? Because God know I didn't want to go driving to Atlanta to begin with. So then she hit me back an hour later, like, hey, I resolved the issues. We're it's a full steam ahead. I was like, God dang it, God, this is not why I paid my tithes. You know what I'm saying? I did not pay tithes. Right, he didn't give it and take it away in the same breath.
I was just about to say that. Give it and take it away.
So we went ahead and made it on down there. And then like I came back this morning because I got school and other situations and work and whatnot. So who was not taking no time off and whatnot is me. But no, we got them down there and situated and whatnot. So hey, I'm just saying. But so yesterday, right? So yesterday we finally meet where they're gonna be staying at or whatever. So I'm like, I'm about to head to the hotel. So her sister was like, well, her sister and some of her friends were like, well, since we got, a couple of two fellas here now, we might well try to get some of the stuff off this truck. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, no, you ain't got two fellas here. So you got one man, and I'm about to be out the joint. She's like, so you can't help us move? Not one. I'm not picking up not nan box. Her sister had the shock face on, like, I was like, that was.
You went, baby boy. Trust me, he was topic of conversation.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Y'all can call me whatever the fuck they want to call me. I don't give two damn. Let me tell you what I wasn't gonna do. Not lift not nan box. See what I'm saying? I wasn't lifting a box. I wasn't moving a box. I wasn't kicking a box down the street. That's not what I agreed to. And that was not the agreement that came along. I've retired from moving. I'm not doing none of that. You
her refer to podcast number 1,
no.
2, 4, and maybe
no.
5.
No. Refer to your goddamn sister, because your sister already know what was about to happen. Says that and me and Tanya's cool, so she already knew. I told her Tanya been on my rule about moving stuff and whatnot. So I don't know if her sister was aware, but let me tell you,
she's aware now.
She was about to be. She was about to be a whole aware because let me tell you, saying talk face and all, you can't guilt me into doing some shit I don't want to do. Since I'm a whole grown ass man, peer pressure don't bother me. Since they what old boy say, you can say what was that Chris Rock, Chris Tucker said, you can say what the fuck you want to say. I don't give a damn. So I'm saying, hey, I do that. Y'all be mad if you want to.
You are silly. Well, let's give a couple shout outs. I did see a few people come on. I'm not sure they're still on, so I want to say hi to Jay, hi to Sheree. I have Micah, Curtis. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. We're about to get started. Just recapping our weekend. So my weekend is short, sweet, and simple. I did my last final fashion show yesterday, so that was nice. So your girl's gonna try some new adventures.
What's the new adventures?
Oh, I don't know. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm just done with that.
All right. Just stay off the pole, fam. Just stay off the pole. So
I ain't started yet. Don't get me started. And then when I get a man back then, don't make me drop it.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Like, hey, drop it. Like, hey, please believe me. Gotta start somewhere. What's the problem? Boy, don't be hating on me. Okay, I had 2 kids. You got about 5, so chill out.
Hold on. First of all, what the fuck you ain't gonna do is sit out here and tell these goddamn lies. Says my boo could be watching right now. Says that you gonna say 5 kids.
You got 5 kids?
Right, he ain't told me that shit. Nah. Boo. I don't have
I'm just joking.
I got 3 and a couple possibilities. I'm like a halfway. That's the reason why your ass ain't modeling no more. That's the reason why your ass ain't modeling no more. Because your spirit's ugly.
I'm just not doing runway anymore. I still might do some photo shoots.
Because your spirit's nasty. That's the reason why. So nobody wants that nasty spirit walking down the aisle.
Hey, Tyra Beck's hater. Anyway. So, thank you guys for Talk Real Shyt with w.R&T. So today's topic is What is one thing that women underestimate about men? And
Let's.
so it was,
I know
huh?
we had talked about. We're gonna. That's definitely gonna. We're gonna definitely hit that topic. But I think let's hit the topic. Let's hit the reverse of that question first. Because we talk a lot about, men, the men's side, obviously, and whatnot, but we haven't really talked about, the women aspect of it. See what I'm saying? So the opposite side of that is, what do men underestimate about women? See what I'm saying? Because I think there's a big gap, not only in communication, but in mental connection as well. As far as we think we know what most women want, or most women think they know what most men want or need or whatnot, but there's somewhere in there is a disconnect somewhere. See what I'm saying? And like I said, I definitely want to hit the men's side, what women tend to underestimate about men. But from you guys, because I know there's some women on as well. From you guys' viewpoint, what do men underestimate about
Uh, mm, hmm. I wasn't ready.
women? I don't
No,
know why. I said this
I
part
wasn't.
too.
We did. Okay, let me see. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. No. Um, one thing I think, well, like you said, one thing I do think is that on both sides, men and women seem to group a certain women together just because this women's vocalize it more or it's vocalized more, like we have said on other shows. You hear them, the loud ones, and you don't hear the
Right,
more softer ones. So you seem
right.
that it's all of us who think this way or believe this way or that it's man bashing and that we're not. So I think a lot of men take it as, are strong. One thing I can say you guys underestimate is a woman's being able to be strong. Just because, yes, we are strong women, majority of, especially black women, are strong women, don't mean we want to be strong all the time.
Mm,
Like, I can be strong. I can probably fix a lot of things. I can probably, you know, go to sleep really, really late and take care of a baby and wake up really, really early and go to work and come home and start dinner and but doesn't mean I want to do that. It's just because I've been have to do that. And it's something that we're taught, that a household is ran by a woman. She's to maintain the house, she's to maintain the kids. I mean, not when I say maintain the house, I'm not talking about financial, but as far as the cooking, the cleaning, the kids. So we still have all of that we were raised as that's what a woman's role is to do. But now we've also added in our our house. I mean our jobs. And a lot of men don't take that into consideration that they think, oh, because she's strong, she don't need a hug, or because she's strong, she's not emotional, or she doesn't need to let out a cry. And we do. We don't want to be, but if we have to be, we know how to click it on. But a lot of us, I don't think want to be. I feel like a lot of us are just because either you've been put in the situation because you've been a full time mother by yourself, and so you had to do it, or because you were out here and you're single, and so yeah, it's all because you had to be. But if a woman has a strong man, she most women can fall back, most, but there's not that one. But again, I think you talked about that on other shows too, about it depends on how long that woman's been single, how long she's been, how many kids she been raising and stuff like that. To let a man come in and to take all of that, it takes a lot for someone who's been out there out in the field for being that strong person. It's not like she wants to be a man, but she's used to everything going past her. She's used to the kids asking her curfew. She's used to paying the bills. She's used to knowing when she come in the house, she click on the lights done. She's used to going to the grocery stores. And so it's not that she don't want to ask a man, but hell, she's used to it. And it's just like, car broke, she used to calling her mechanic on the phone. It's not that she don't want to call her man who's now just became her boyfriend. That person's being her person that she called if her car broke down. So I don't think that's some of the misunderstanding about y'all. I feel like just because we're strong, we don't want to be. We can be strong all the time, and a lot of times we don't want to be.
okay, so how do we as men supposed to navigate that? See what I'm saying? Because not every, once again, I think there's for that in that same scenario, for the woman that has been the voice, that has been the provider in the house, that has been the judge, juror, and executioner in that house. Her voice is the final say so. How does a man who is literally just coming in to alleviate some of that from her, how does he get her to realize that I can take care of some of this burden off of you as well? Since then,
Yeah,
because when
don't
you
let-
because this is the thing. Even when you're so used to doing it one way, it's hard for you to get out of that particular. Any habit is hard, whether good or bad. Habits are hard to break. See what
yeah,
I'm saying? So, and then two, and once again, we're talking about real ones. We're talking about a real dude that's coming in, that's trying to build some shit with you, that's trying to really, uh, not only, but y'all trying to make this relationship really work in the whole nine. You know, if she's so used to doing it that way, he's gonna feel not so much feel some type of way, but he's gonna be like, "What the fuck am I here for?" See what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because it's not just on him to. He can only do so much if she doesn't start sharing some of that as well. So how does he get her to really really comprehend and implement that change? See what I'm saying? Because it's, once again, it's easy to say, well, I think she was once he shows her, but that's not always the case either. See what I'm saying?
Well, it should be the case. I mean, because you gotta give the man time. You gotta give him rope. I wouldn't say rope to hang yourself, but you gotta give him rope to see what he can do. To leverage to see if he can fall through. Like if you say, "Hey, if my car is broke," and I say, like that off the back boy, my car broke and my engine needs fixing, I'm gonna fix it, figure it out. Like don't come back to her. You know what I'm saying? And then the next time the car's broke, she probably won't even mention to go over her dad house or something like that. Or if without her even asking you, she's had a long day. Um, I mean, I think that's part of like the dating part too, is something you can ask the woman. Like that's they past relationships. How would you feel if I came in? Would you let me say something to the kids? Do you want to be the person who still controls the bills? I know you've been controlling the bills. Would you want to join the accounts? Like all that kind of stuff. So then that way you can know where her trust is on it. And she could be, without even asking what her past relationship is, she could end up saying like, "Hey, no, I rather control the finances, and so that I know the stuff's paid." And you're like, "Oh, okay, well, why?" "Oh, okay, let me explain this." And then, yeah, I mean, it's all about communication to me. And like you said, sometimes it is past relationships that all also play and tell reason why people are the way they are too. Because she could be a single and not have that trust because a man had broke that trust before, but she can tell you, and then now you know what you got to do to show her. Or
Yeah,
what
but
to
that,
show her why.
once again, we're supposed to. That doesn't fly for me. And
Right.
once again, I understand that we are all a collection of just past experiences. I do. See what I'm saying? But it wasn't me that broke your trust.
Right.
It wasn't me that left you holding the bag. It wasn't me that made you feel like you had to carry all this shit. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Because as a man, I'm supposed to come in 100%. I'm supposed to be healed. I'm supposed to be, not holding you to my past standards and the whole nine. But on the opposite side of that, women do that shit a lot. See what I'm
But it's
saying?
not
Well,
holding you to that standards. It's letting you know what she has been through. Now, if the case may be now holding you to it or telling you what she's been through is two different things, so that okay, this is she's being used to what I think I seen that post where they said if a woman always pull her card out first, that's because she's used to dealing with broke ass. That's what this meme that went around on Facebook. That's the reason why a woman always pulls her card out first because she's used to paying.
the shit that you see on Facebook, are you on just like ratchetchick.com? What the fuck? I never see these goddamn memes that you be talking about. See what I'm saying? What Facebook Facebook truly be specializing your goddamn page. See what I'm saying? Because all I'm getting now is the goddamn Van Gogh experience and King Tut. See what I'm saying? You out here getting You out here getting memes for shit.
You like that
No, I ain't seen that shit.
meme?
Like I didn't
Really?
see
It was just on
that.
their story. It was literally just on their story.
I hadn't even seen the one that you sent me today with the dude talking about the opposite. What we're gonna be talking about here in a second. I didn't even see that one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like
man. Obviously I'm on grown Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the non-drama side of
the
Facebook
non-drama
because
side.
I don't get
So
none of that.
you gotta be even so that you can know what to expect, or this is how some women think, or this is how some men think, or this is why men feel the way that they feel, and so like that. It's just like with the rules and stuff that I said today. I mean, these men got so many rules. Like I didn't even know, kind of digest a little bit. I did not know men cannot call women females. When I see the
You,
thread, I said,
damn. You
that's
know
wrong.
who you know who turned me on to that?
Who
Deanna Jacob.
really?
Dude, I saw something like that. I saw something like that about women up because it wasn't that it was women. It was a bunch of women saying that we don't want to be called females no
Yeah,
more.
it is.
And I
It
was like,
is females.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, the fuck? You can't say female. Like, I'm like, so Deanna, I can't say female. And she broke it down to me. She was like, no, Dad, because such and such and such and such. I was like, damn. I didn't know that female was a bad situation.
I didn't know female was either. I mean, when I say this thread, baby, it was long. And I'm like, okay, use it in a sentence, because maybe I'm missing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how I forgot what his name was off Baby Boy. He's like, I ain't gonna even use the B word. I'm gonna say unstable creatures. You know what I'm saying? But we knew he meant B word. You know what I mean? But he said, I'm gonna say unstable creatures. Just like use it in a sentence. Like use female in a sentence. So he said the female upstairs, the females next door. I was like, that's bad. Like, is that what they are? They females, right? And he was like, yeah. I was like, wow, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's
this politically correctness it's real. It's
that is
real, real.
crazy. Because I mean, I don't really say males, but I say the men. I mean, I don't know, the man's upstairs, the man's next door. Like, who cares? Like, are you a man? Are you female? Are you a woman? Are you chick? I mean, to me, instead of, I can see maybe chicks, maybe, but female, like, what are we talking about here, dog? Like, it's just crazy. But but to answer
I
your
seen
question,
it.
I got, huh? But to
I
answer your
seen it.
question, what?
That whole female thing, that shit threw me for a loop too. It
Yeah.
threw me for a loop too,
So
for real. I was like,
that's why I put in quotation marks today. Female. I did that on purpose. You know, so I'm tired of these people. But you know, that's the same thing, like they said on that video that we talking about too, is that they always say it's the way a man say it. Because if a woman say the exact same thing in the exact same tone, we don't get the same reactions. Because I clearly said females, I put it in quotations. If a man would have wrote that same status that I put, ooh-wee, that thing would have been long, baby. Long.
I'm gonna put female on my page just to see. See what I'm saying? I'm
You
looking for a real cool ass
just put
female.
female, be like, that's the post.
I'm looking for a real bomb ass female, fam. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Got your own mindset, your own thoughts. Tell me what you think. Come on, females. Any
Female.
females out
It's a
there?
teacher to put a
I'm gonna see what they say. See what I'm saying? Be mad if you want to.
I don't understand it. But yeah, like I was saying, so I feel like men do underestimate our strongness as if that's something we want to do. I don't feel like a lot of women want to be strong. I just feel like it's something that we have to be. How you can come in, I like to say, I'm not saying you have to come in and fight what we've been through and try to prove yourself, but it is kind of like proving yourself, but not for the instance like what you just said, as far as that I'm not healed. I can be healed, but I still have to trust you. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm not saying that's just like saying, well, I got to come in and make you trust me to make sure I'm not cheating on you. No, but if I call you and you where you are, then slowly all that stuff, if you start answering the phone, if you're not sleeping with your phone turned upside down and you're not turning your phone upside down, it's stuff you'll start seeing. It's that little stuff, and you being consistent and you being there when she calls you, or even doing it before she called you. She telling you how her day was. You bringing her lunch or something like that. I mean, it's consistency It's acknowledging that you know she had a long day and she might need time away from the kids, especially women who have younger kids. You know, I mean, it's just, I mean, I know you say you don't be seeing all the memes, but it's just like that one where the woman got to get herself dressed, the kids dressed, the kids calling her mama and everything else, and the man just got to get himself dressed, and at the end he asks, "Why are we late?"
Yeah,
Motherfucker,
but some of that, this particular uh doesn't fit everyone, but some of that is that some women don't even trust their dudes to do it.
but why?
So
Did they start off not trusting them, or have that dude done something
they
to make them
like
not trust?
I was talking to this young lady, and she was like, when it comes to my house, some stuff I just would rather do myself. See what I'm saying? Because if I do it myself, I know it's going to be done to my
Yeah,
satisfaction.
yeah.
So I'm
Some
saying
people like that with
in,
folding
compar-
clothes and sheets and
in,
stuff.
in comparison, I'm gonna let him handle it, and as long to his desired satisfaction. See what I'm saying? Because that's just to me. That to me is just another another form of control to a degree. See what I'm saying? Because if it always has to be done to your satisfaction instead of, okay, he's their dad just as much as I'm their mom. Since he's their parent just as much as I'm their parent. So hopefully, and if you voice your opinion enough, see what I'm saying, babe, we can't have the baby go out in blue shoes, see what I'm saying, a red shirt and a whole purple hat. We can't do that. So I'm gonna lay out the clothes. You get her ready. The clothes is already laid out. I need your assistance. Then allow within your world some room for him to just be him. Since then, because and be okay with that. See what I'm saying? And even if he does, send that baby out in every goddamn color in the house in her wardrobe. Unless y'all going to take pictures, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a situation. See what I'm saying? Because the little
But
girl
it
was
is, because I understand how you feel like it's not a big deal, but when people see y'all out, it's the mama that they think did that bullshit. Like, I can't believe they don't say I can't believe they let that kid walk out like that. I can't believe her hair is not combed. No, they like, I can't believe that mama didn't comb her hair. I can't believe that mama let her have one of them dirty ass shoes. Like, it falls back on her. But we trying to let either the kid be creative or let you do what you do, but we gonna take the heat for it.
what? Okay, so in the end, what heat are you taking outside of people running their goddamn mouth? Which is something gonna do regardless. That kid could be spick and span. That kid could be matching from head to toe, everything in order, buttoned up. Everything is A1. And
Yeah,
them same people gonna still find something to say. So
yeah.
it doesn't. In the end, it doesn't. In the end, it's about. And I get, once again. I'm not saying that I'm above. You know what, taking into consideration what someone may say or think, but in the end, it doesn't matter. In the
Mm-hmm.
end, it does. If I know everything that kid got on is clean, that kid is content. I'm not gonna sit here and be fighting with you about what you ain't gonna wear, what you ain't gonna wear, or I let their dad or their mom do this particular part. Sometimes you got to allow for grace. Just allow them people to be them people. See what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
And some people are just anal about order and the whole nine. And once again, to a degree,
That's
I
just how
get
it
it.
should be. Yeah.
To a degree, I get it. But sometimes we fight battles that we don't necessarily have to fight too. See what I'm
But
saying?
you can put that on the flip side. Sometimes you fight battles you don't have to. If you already know this person's OCD on that situation, then let her do what she do. If that keeps
No,
her from
because
helping you,
that's
I'm
like
not saying every
that's
situation, but I'm saying some situations, it's just like you said, the bathroom, and she feels like the bathroom is not clean unless I do it because I like it. No, let's be folding clothes. Because I like these clothes to be folded a certain way, and I don't want them balled up and put into the thing. So I'm going to fold them. Then you let her fold them. Again, but like I said, that has to be a conversation. Baby,
okay.
well, I know you want to fold. I get it. You want to fold, you feel like it's only your way. Well, can I put the clothes in the washer? Can I put them in the dryer? Can I bring them to you? Since I know you want to just fold them. I'm gonna let you fold them. I'll put them on. Like, there's still a compromise. Don't argue over something that you already know is gonna cause problems, because all she's gonna do is let you do it and then go fold it herself. You gonna be
And once again, I get the compromise part. I do. I get the let's find some balance. Let's find out where I can work within her crazy, or her working within his crazy, because it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that because there's some dudes that, like, this is me. I am not I'm not a super neat freak, right? Meaning that, I can stand, but I can't stand for a nasty, I don't do nasty messy. See what I'm saying? I can do clutter for a little bit, but at some point, shit need to go where it needs to go. See what I'm saying? If you, I, I understand you came home and you just want to get out your clothes and your clothes sitting there on the floor. But at some point in time, between now and before you take your butt to bed, it's easy for you to pick up your clothes and throw them in a hamper. That's the simple part. See what I'm saying? Even if you don't really see the need for it, let's get this particular area together. See what I'm saying? So, and I'm sure my kids used to be like, it doesn't really matter. I understand that it doesn't matter to you. So
Right.
the compromise for me is I allowed you to leave that stuff there for an extended period of time. But
Right.
now your compromise on the back end of that is, okay, I've left it there for a period of time. I know I don't want to hear my dad's mouth, so let me go ahead and just pick this stuff up real quick. See what I'm saying? So I get the compromise part, and I get what you're saying as well. If she's OCD or she's really anal retentive about certain things and whatnot. Okay, so if that's your thing, so be it. If you're the one you feel like you can't, but how you present that is going to go a long way on how I receive that. Because if you say I'm the only one that can clean this bathroom right, bitch, what the fuck you mean? I've been cleaning the goddamn bathroom since I was 6. See what I'm saying? I know how to clean the goddamn bathroom.
It was the B word for me. You just threw me off. There you go. See, I'll be with you. And then you like, you speed bump me. And I'll be like, what are we talking about again?
I don't say it out my mouth, but I definitely think it in my goddamn head. What the hell you mean? You're the only one that can clean this bathroom.
She's the only one that can clean it to the way that to her standard.
No. If she says something to the fact of I'm the only one that can clean this bathroom right.
Right. And her type, okay, and what's her type of right? So ask her, what's her type of right? What's your type of right? Like, I want to make sure this is this. I want to get down on my knees. I want to, I don't want to just throw comic inside the shower, because I'm going to walk away. Like, I don't like that because it leaves stains here. And I have to use this particular product because hair might, you know what I'm saying? So I go around, get the hair out the drain, and you might miss all that. You might want to just wipe down the sinks and wipe down the toilet and be cool. I got to mop the floor. I want to pick out, so it's different things, so, okay. And be like, okay, so what else? So
once again, once again, it's about how you what words come out your mouth, because you can say that
why do you feel like that? Why do you feel that way?
You can say that she can say the same thing and just be like, I'm the only one that's going to clean it to my specification.
Right. So why can't you just ask her like, well, why do you feel that way?
No. Oh, trust me, I would have already said that.
Right.
So but no, but because what you're saying is that I'm doing it wrong.
She's not saying you're doing it wrong.
No. If you're saying the best way. That is exactly what she's saying. Because if she says she's the only one that can do it right, then that means everybody else is wrong.
No, she's the only one that can do it right to her standards.
No, you're adding too many words. What you're trying to do is justify or go beyond the scope of what she said. No, if the words we didn't already have this conversation. I use the words that you said. If you meant something different, say something different. If she said, I'm the only one that can clean it to my specifications, then that's something different, because your specifications can, like you said, can be different than mine.
Okay.
But if you say I'm the only one that can clean it right, that means that everybody else is wrong. If, case in point, you talking to a new dude, right? Y'all talking, y'all vibing, y'all like, ooh, this is the nigga I've been waiting on. And this dude come back to you and be like, you know what? My ex-girlfriend was the only one that could really sex me right.
Okay.
That means everybody else that he's had sex with has sexed him wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So that same logic applies to the bathroom situation. It's about the words that you use to communicate what you're actually thinking. See what I'm saying? No, don't tell me the way that I'm doing it is wrong when I know when I walk out the bathroom is clean. Okay. See what I'm saying? Am I down there scrubbing down there where the bolts to the on the toilet is
on that white part where everybody sing the miss.
Yes. Am I down there with that? No. Am I toothbrush scrubbing around the toilet in the sink? No, I'm not doing all that.
Yeah.
So once again, that's your specification.
Yeah.
Because to me, it doesn't really matter. But whatever. But once again, even if that's the case, then tell me what you think is right.
Yeah.
Then
and that's what communication is for. It's talking about it.
Tell me what your specifications is. And then if I don't meet up to your specifications, then that's something different. But give me the opportunity. Tell me what it is that how you like it done. But don't stop short of saying, well, I'm the only one that can do it right. Because you can use that same logic on everything in the house, and you're gonna make me feel like I don't have a spot in this goddamn house.
And I think if that bothers you, and like we have said before, different words do bother people. Like to you, you take that as what you just said. It seems like you saying you can't do it right, or you saying everybody else can't do it right. So if that's how you feel, then you address that with her. Like, hey, when you say that, this is how I feel. This is how you made me feel by saying that. And men don't do that. They'll just be quiet or just walk away, or just like, okay, right, whatever. But if you would have stopped her, then it won't happen again, like you said, on the next thing. When she's like, well, I'm the only one that can do the cooking right. You just said that about the bathroom, and like you already irritated, but now you didn't add it to her. But if you would have stopped her at the bathroom part, then she might have would have heard you. Like you said, we can't know something. What you saying? Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay. And if it's female might know about the B word. I'm quick. It don't bother a lot of women, that B word. Sometimes the B word bothers them as far as if a man says it, but if they friends say it, they're not bothered by the B word. For me personally, the B word, I don't give a rat's who before it bothers me. But you have to say that, because not everybody has somebody they have dealt with that don't have that problem. It's just like cooking. Not every woman has to cook. Not every woman had to be out there cooking. Some men, the man that she was with, probably didn't make her. Like the man who told me I needed to cook I need to cook. What he tell me 5 days a week and twice on Sunday. Y'all know what Hello Kitty you thought was got to do that, but it ain't gonna be me. But you're not wrong for wanting that. If that's the standard for you and that's a requirement for you, have at it. I'm just not the female for you, and I'm okay with that. But people do not communicate, and that's on men's side and women's side. And they don't talk. Like me and you, we're talking. We're having that dialogue, that back and forth. And like you have said before, plenty of times with you and Keith, people tend to listen to respond instead of actually listening to ingest what the person has said and then respond. We're we already got our answer. I'm ready. I'm jumping in like I'm about to joke rope. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting on it to come up with the turn.
Like you double dutch.
You done yet? Because here I come.
But where does because I understand what you're saying. I do. See what I'm saying? Because it's a give and take in the whole nine. But where does the responsibility lie on the person who's making the initial statement, whether it be the man or the woman, to take into consideration the words that they use and how it's going to make someone feel?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Because you're just as equally, because if I've told you that when you say these type of things to me, this bothers or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Once again, because this is a perfect lead into the next half of the topic that we're going to be talking about here in a second. But if I tell you that bothers me, then and you don't acknowledge that, or you don't recognize it, or you don't respect it. Not even so much change. Respect me enough to when I tell you, because a lot of times it's, oh, I didn't mean it that way, or I think you're taking it wrong, or once again, I'm just a big believer. You are not ever wrong, ever in life wrong about feeling the way that you feel about something. No. So I'm saying now where you could be where you could be led astray is if you're basing that purely off of emotion, or you didn't get all of the information that you need. But your feelings is validated as soon as you start feeling them, because they're your feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I think when I hear a lot of women say, "Oh, I want a classic man. I want the man like my grandfather and whatnot." That man never talked about his feelings. That man went to work. He did what he's supposed to do. how many I can until my grandmother until I don't even think I saw my daddy cry at my granny's funeral. I definitely saw him cry during when we lost Miss Mariette. But I'm 46 years old. And so if the only time that I've ever seen my father cry was when I was, at that time, I was like 41, 42 in my whole life, because that's just that's the man that we're talking about. Since that's the generation that we're talking about, that, get up and work, take care of his family, chivalrous, blah, blah, blah. That's what I hear women say, but we don't want to recognize, but we want to keep men in that old school box. See what I'm saying? Well, y'all get to be this modern, new age, respect my authority, respect my voice. I'm not no goddamn female. I'm a whole goddamn woman. What are we doing? You can't have both. You can't want your voice heard and recognized and appreciated, and not do the same for the man that's navigating the same new world with you.
Yeah.
No. And I get that, and I understand the fact that a lot of women want those characteristics, because some of those characteristics that our fathers and grandfathers and great grandfathers had were absolutely the correct way to do it. Opening doors, taking care of his family. I'm not going to say, what I will not say is faithful, because
what I won't say is faithful.
What I will not say is faithful, because we all know. I'm not saying my granddaddy did it. I'm not saying your granddaddy did it. All I'm saying is somebody goddamn granddaddy was out here. There's a reason why there's so many goddamn Williamsons and Johnsons in the goddamn world.
Exactly.
There's a reason. There's a whole reason why
Papa had. It was a whole song. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his own. And when he died, I'm gonna stop because
and when he died, the whole family came together. Now then his kids, and that ain't my real sister, but then y'all got the same goddamn daddy. Stop it, man. Come on. I think for me, to wrap up the women's side of it. I think that most men underestimate a woman's intelligence. Meaning, not so much in the book realm, but just that I'm going to be able to feed you whatever goddamn line that I want to feed you, and you're supposed to believe. Since then, I'm just going to say whatever, and because I don't know if she's. I don't think men go into it with the mind thought of, I don't think she's smart enough to bust me in this lie, whatever. But I don't think most men like that's out there doing sideways shit, that's out there, being sideways and whatnot. And I won't lie, I've played that role before. So I'm saying, but I don't think men really comprehend the intelligence that most women have, because 9 times out of 10, 2 plus 2 is always going to equal 4.
It should.
It should.
It don't ever change.
Depending on what if the 2 is negative positive, then that could be 0.
Well, you said 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is going to change. But that's
that part doesn't change. But facts are literally just that, facts. You can't dispute facts. That's the reason why you remember facts. I can tell you, and this is just it is what it is. I can tell you stories from my first marriage because it's facts. I haven't been married to that woman since 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And this is so we're rapidly approaching 20 years. But I can tell you damn near dates. I can tell you situations. I can tell you multiple things, because facts are facts. You don't forget facts. See what I'm saying? I don't think men really go into, because if we really did, I don't know if so many relationships would be at the point to where they are. And I'm not saying that it's the man's fault by no means all the time. See what I'm saying? But quite a bit of the reasons why situations don't work out is because the dude done some foul, stupid shit.
Yeah. I mean, and you talk about when it comes, especially when it comes down to cheating, or just even
period.
Funny as far as even money and stuff like that. Like, we're very observant. Like, some of us don't say nothing. Almost borderline like the police. We can have all the evidence. We just want to hear you confess. That's it. I already know the answer. I asked you, but I already know the answer. I just want to hear you say the words. Like, yes, I did. I slipped and fell in there.
I'm like, Shaggy. It wasn't me. I caught you on the counter. It wasn't teeth. Even in the sofa,
It was you. It was
it
you.
wasn't me.
So this thing,
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't
and
know what you're talking about.
I think it's the fact that, I mean, I think y'all learn at a younger age. I mean, my kids is prime example. I use a prime example of stepfather. I mean, so I have boys. So, and I remember back when they were littler, I remember their daddy told them, like, don't lie to your mama. Just don't. It's no point. She already knows. She just asked me just for clarification, but she already knows. Like, don't lie. He's like, I know from experience. So we laughed and I thought nothing. Well, not too long ago, Stephon gets punished, right? Yeah, he did something. Oh, it's great. Because I don't do these. I don't give a damn if that is passing. Not in this house. Okay, it's not passing. So he got to be in his class or whatever. So he got punishment. And long story short, I took the phone. Well, I forgot about the second phone he has, but it doesn't work. It's not on. This dude went. So the notification came to my real phone, said Stephon updated Snapchat. I was saying I got the phone. Like, this ain't make sense. So I say, Stephon, come here. Like, why this notification come on my phone? I was like, oh, mama, I gave it to my friends to update because it's gonna be too many for a mom to be grounded, so they gotta update. Okay, I'm gonna let that slide. Then next thing I know, he spent a lot of time in the bathroom. Why is he in the bathroom so long? So me being me, of course, and I'm a woman, I'm like, this stuff just not act up. I bend down, I look underneath the door, and I see, but his underwear is not down. I'm like, what is he doing? He's sitting on the toilet, but your underwear is not down. So if I bring me that phone, he like, what phone? Please don't test my intelligence. Bring me the phone. And yeah, he had the other phone, but he literally thought, I don't know, like I was dumb on the fool or something. It took me a minute, but I started not acting up. But you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying with boys, though. He thought he was getting over on it. He thought he was getting past it. He thought he had put something together. And that's what y'all do. Y'all like, okay, I'm going to be in the bathroom. She's going to think I'm just using the bathroom. No, we think it past the bathroom. Why are you in there for so long? You ain't been doing that. It's not that y'all not smart to think. It's the fact that y'all always change patterns. That's how I think women cheat just as much as men. Probably a little bit more if you really think about it. I'm probably going to go myself out with probably on the women's side, but I'm just saying, but we do not change. Most women do not change patterns. Right? I said most. Most women do not change patterns. Like literally, I can come home, cook dinner, leave, tell you I'm going to my girlfriend's house, and literally go to my girlfriend's house, but then make a sweet pass and come back and still answer your text, answer this, and still be back and like, hello. And I still get pissed off at whatever you're doing, and still maintain or whatever the thing. I don't flip up. I don't change up. Y'all change your patterns. Y'all start being late. Y'all come home late. You're not answering your phone all of a sudden. All of a sudden, you want to turn your phone down. All of a sudden, your phone's on vibrate. Oh, I forgot to turn it back up. You start moving real funny, like, you know what I'm saying? Sitting in the bathroom all long, lights. Why we in the bathroom? Why we outside for so long?
See, this is the thing. That's not, I mean, if a person is not so much aware, but if a person is cognizant of their patterns, see what I'm saying, that's slipping up. That's slipping up.
You trying to say y'all don't break? Y'all are not pattern people. Most men are.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. Because everybody has patterns. See what I'm saying? Everybody has, like, from the time that you get up in the morning to the time you take your butt to work to the time that when you get off of work to the time that you're back at the house. See what I'm saying? Everybody normally has unless you're just out doing some other stuff or you may be running an errand or whatever the case may be. See what I'm saying? Most people, everyone has a pattern or a particular path that their life just goes on a day-to-day. That's the reason why they get so bored with their life, because it's the same thing every goddamn day. See what I'm saying? And for a lot of people, both men and women, they have when they are out there doing something sideways, slick and slimy, you can tell because their patterning has changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you trying to say women's pattern change?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Only time a woman's pattern changes because she wants you to know.
No, that's not true.
Well, she's
And
sloppy.
this is the thing. This is the thing, because this is what I refuse. This is what I refuse to do. I refuse to give women any more intelligence. Not to say that y'all not intelligent, because y'all are, by all means. And I'm not saying that. Uh, if y'all want to do the thing, y'all gonna find a way to make it happen. But that's anybody. See what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, most of the time, if a woman is doing whatever she's out there being, sneaky or whatever the case may be, the fact is that where you recognize the pattern change, most dudes don't. So it's not that she hasn't changed her pattern. This is the fact that the dudes just isn't paying attention enough to notice. Most dudes, because
or in this little stuff. It's like what you said, like Tyler Perry. Remember, he just noticed that she was wearing lingerie to work or sexier underwear. That's what it was. But any other, if it's not like somebody that's paying attention, just think like, oh, she just getting dressed. He's noticing like she's laying her panties out. They the silky panties. But to other people, they're not thinking like that. But that is a pattern that might change. Like, why are you wearing
if you pay attention to anybody and you truly know them, so you'll be able to pick up on, regardless of whether it's male or female, you'll be able to pick it up. And so when I hear people say, "Oh, women out here doing so much," but they just slicker at it. No, it's just the fact that most men ain't paying attention. Like case in point, me and you could have been in that same situation with your son, right? Mm-hmm. And now my thing is, nigga, we're gonna stay here because I know what I saw. You know what I'm saying? And your shit ain't adding up in the beginning. So so I didn't talk niggas, as Deanna's watching, I didn't talk niggas down. See what I'm saying? And he's like, you asked so many questions. Yes, because don't play me like I'm stupid.
Right.
Whereas your ass went straight inside private eye on the nigga. The fact that you went and looked under the door while this nigga and saw that this nigga's drawers wasn't down is fail.
I'm telling you, psycho. Like 3 days later, he said, "Mama, but can I talk to you for a minute?" He said, "I went down and I looked under that same door." He said, "I couldn't see nothing because the phone is up here. So how did you know I had the phone? You ain't got to know that. You ain't got to know that. I didn't have to see the phone."
Psycho ass. I don't care what you say, nigga. That's much. That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
He had the phone. His underwear in order to be in the bathroom.
I didn't see the nigga's drawers. So let me go talk to my cousin. Nigga, pull your drawers down. Since then next time. Pull your drawers. I'm a walk through.
I helped you out. You're going in the bathroom and you want to cheat on your phone. Please take your drawers down because she's looking at you.
I'm explain the comment first, Sam. Don't think I'm the pervy cousin. I'm not. See what I'm saying? But when you go in the goddamn bathroom, pull your goddamn drawers down so your mama don't find out you got your goddamn phone. See what I'm saying? Because you set yourself up. See what I'm saying? And even flush your stool when you come out. Turn on the goddamn water. Shit that you normally would do. And then when you go in the bathroom, bring your simple ass out the goddamn bathroom. I gotta teach these young boys how to get around. See what I'm saying? Ain't nobody teaching them. See what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, it was so funny. I'm telling you. I mean, he did a lot. He did a lot. I mean, like I said, and sometimes, I'm telling you, dressing, like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like with women, I feel like men, I just feel like men underestimate the woman needing you guys. We do want to need our men, but at the same time, we don't want things to fall apart because we feel like that's just going to be extra work back on us. When if I could take care of it or figure it out, and it's done, not done right, like what you said, it's not so much right, but I know it's done because I'm used to it being done, then I don't have to go and clean up the mess. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, to me, when the lights don't come on, when the house is destroyed, when whatever, it all falls back on us. Y'all, it comes back as far as financial part. But if anything, if the household is apart, if the kids are messing up, the kids are getting bad grades, they look a mess, you look a mess, you look like you ain't, it's always gonna come back on us. And whether you want to say people don't, some people do care about what people think. There is people out there who does care. And yeah, I understand you don't care, but she might care about what people think. She don't got time for her mother-in-law saying something like, I would never let my husband walk out like that, never let my kids. She gotta hear that BS. And of course you don't want her to get disrespectful, but she don't want to hear that shit. So
I get it. And once again, like I said, I definitely understand. I'm just not, and the women that I tend to I have been in a relationship with wasn't real. Well, one was very conscious of what people were saying. See what I'm saying? Which didn't make sense to me, but whatever. For the most part, and it's not, once again, it's not about not caring about what somebody else thinks. See what I'm saying? But in the end, at the absolute end of it, if they're not, their opinion doesn't matter as long as what we know, we're doing what we believe is right. Period. As far as the men's side of it, the thing that I believe that most women underestimate with men is his feelings.
mm-hmm.
I think that is the biggest gap between men and women relations, and I can only speak for my community because I don't know how other communities interact with each other.
Right.
See what I'm saying? But I think that for most black women do not truly, they're cognizant that this man has feelings, but the practical application of acknowledging his feelings is something totally different. See what I'm saying? She'll acknowledge him in one way, but then she'll disregard him in another way. See what I'm saying? Like she'll regard him when, if he says, I want my woman to look a certain way, and like you was literally just saying, be presentable when we go out or whatnot. But then if he says, when we was having a conversation the other day and you made this comment, this is how that made me feel, then why are you being so sensitive?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you because that's not what I meant. Shit like that. Well, I don't think you should feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Because, or blatant, flat out, you're wrong for feeling that way.
Yeah.
And once again, like what you literally just said before, as far as giving somebody enough room to prove. So once again, I understand that my thought, I do, but that's not giving somebody an opportunity to prove. That is me presenting you with a vulnerable side of me. And then when I did so, you chose not to recognize it, and you didn't protect that thing. And so now when I don't present you with that opportunity no more, I'm all shut down. Mm-hmm. I'm being all confined. I'm not expressing myself enough.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? But
to communicate that, like, did you say this is the reason why I'm the way I am, or this is the you remember back when we were, and maybe not in that moment you're gonna be able to talk to her, because in that moment she's not gonna listen to you, or some women, they shut down, she's done with the conversation. That's not right. But at the end of the day, you still need to bring that back up. Hey, you remember when it was little to you, but it was really kind of big to me. And if she does it again, or she still doesn't acknowledge it, then that's just what type of woman she is. And that's when she's not right. But it goes back to what I said before too. Like I said, you got to give them time to prove themselves. If you've only dealt with that type of woman, and you come deal with the type of woman like me who does care about your feelings, you gonna already be guarded because you're used to that. But
right.
And that's what I say. What I say, you got to give people tend to bring what they've been through to the new relationship, and that's the problem right there. Is the fact that we do bring it to the next relationship, and we don't have that conversation. Like, hey, in my last relationship, I wanted to express myself to my woman. I wanted to, have that time with her, or that intimate time. I wanted a hug, or whatever the case may be. I think, like, at the end of that video, he said something that like really stood out for me. He said, with men, with our knowledge and our feelings, if you see a woman in distress, any woman, could be a stranger, you have to stop. You automatically, we think you were supposed to stop and you supposed to help that person. All things now, even though you don't know that woman. Like, that's a man's job. Because that woman's crying, you're supposed to stop and ask, why is that woman crying? You know, and you're supposed to feel something, pick her up. But women don't do that. Like if we see, not we, but if a woman sees a man down or out, they like, the fuck is wrong with him? Or why is he like that? You know, we don't just stop and ask, like, how is your mental today? How are you doing? We don't just ask other men that. We see him struggling. We see him like, oh, he having an emotional breakdown. Or he's telling all his feelings on Facebook. But a woman can be telling all her feelings on Facebook, and we think nothing of it. Except for she telling our feelings. But when a man do it, it's like, oh, he's scorned. He's a man. He's a man scorned. Like he just sitting here just telling all their business. He won't sympathy. He won't sympathy. That's
like it don't stop at he's scorned. He's weak.
Yeah, he's weak.
He's sensitive. He's doing real light skin energy.
Yeah.
He's soft.
Yeah.
He's a punk.
Yeah.
He must be gay. It goes
like what man does all that on Facebook? What man talks that much? What man cares that much about his feelings? But why? Why?
It goes beyond the scope. Once again, if I want to vent, that's what the hell I'm gonna do.
And that's what you should do.
Be mad. I don't care. See what I'm saying? But now what I don't do is do a lot of when stuff is like super bothering me, I make a post every now and again, something like that. But for the most part, I'm not a real big, just sharing, being a total open book. I'm very open on my page to a degree, but not to the point because in the end, I'm more of a private person than anything. So I'm not gonna give everybody all this information on my day-to-day and whatnot. Outside, especially more so outside of stuff going wrong and whatnot. But if I'm having an emotional day, like when Daddy was going through his health situation, after he had his heart attack, and and then he had a scare right after the 4th of July last year.
Yeah.
And then he had the heart attack on Thanksgiving. I didn't post a lot of, I didn't post hardly nothing of what I was actually feeling online, but the people that know me. See what I'm saying? So the people that know me, they checked in on me. They made sure that I was good. They made sure that I was straight in the whole nine. But I don't do it because I'm afraid of what people may think, because to a degree I don't care. So I'm saying if I get it out, because I know it's better for me to get it out than for me to keep holding it in, and then for me to constantly rattling in my mind and causing undue stress in the whole nine or whatever the case may be. But I think
you should be able to express that
to
your woman or to anyone without being backlashed on.
Especially to your woman. This is how I knew that me and Key was like that Key really cared about me, or that I could really trust Key with my feelings at an early stage. We weren't even married yet. We was still just good friends. And I had a situation happen with my mom. And it was horrible. So it was bad. And I had told Key about it. And I'm not a real big crier, right? But in certain aspects, in certain things, the tears can flow pretty quickly, especially if you tap into those emotions. Mm-hmm. And Key was like one of the first women that I knew that was able to tap into that emotion and tell me it was okay to feel the way that I was feeling. So I'm saying, like I said, we wasn't even dating at the time. But the fact that she knew me well enough to check in on me, and I was reading the card because she gave it to me at church. So I was reading the card, and next thing I know, I was like, I had to get out the church. So I'm saying, let me go sit in the car and get myself together, compose myself. It's little things. I think that if more women just not only acknowledge, because this is the thing. Every person on this planet, male or female, or if you're both, whatever, I don't care. It is what it is. Has an ego. Every person. So if every person has an ego, and you know that for you, that when your man tells you go out and you get a new hairdo, like I see you got the hat on today, so then you got your, you got your hair, you looking nice, you straight, see what I'm saying? You looking nice. Mm-hmm. Since I saw the pictures from the other day, you were looking real nice. It's all good. Now, for your man to acknowledge that and be like, and hyping you up, be like, damn, girl, Like, can you wear that to bed or something? Because men are the exact same way. I can tell you on God, if you are your man's biggest cheerleader,
Yeah.
on a consistent basis,
Yeah.
now once again, because it's the same street both ways. Because I could be my girl's biggest cheerleader, and she can still go out and be doing a dime a dozen dicks. See what I'm saying? She can, if that's what you want to do, that's what she's gonna do. But it's not because I wasn't hyping. So you can hype your dude up every day, and he's still gonna. But I'm telling you on God, and this is from experience.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that there wasn't, just off of just regular GP, just like, outside of, I always think you look good.
Mm-hmm.
Say that.
Yeah.
Or that look like,
when we get home, baby.
You know that look, see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes,
that
sir. That
or like you said, even once you get your haircuts, like women don't really address that. They just think, oh, he just got his haircut. No, but you mind fresh today. Like, oh, your beard looking real nice today.
And don't do this foolishness.
Trying to get you
haircut for? Why are you doing what, bitch? You never gonna see because you got your hair. You think you looking?
You think you cute? Yeah,
don't do that. Stop that.
You got you want to go to Walmart. Now you want to go to Walmart. You want to go to Walmart when your beard wasn't cut. Now you want to go to Walmart.
Yes, because I want everybody to see me. See what I'm saying? Yes.
But honestly, would you want everybody to see you if she really see you? That's the only one. If your girl hyped you up enough, like makes seeing you, you probably wouldn't care if other people seeing you. I mean, yeah, you go out the store, but the thing is people tend to, you get compliments from everybody. I can see my story all the time. I see who's in my story. The one person I'm looking for in that story is the one that's not in that story. That's who I want that compliment from. I can get 20 compliments, but if I don't get his compliment or I don't get the heart from him, cool. I'm glad I looked nice to the rest. But what I wanted was from mine. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's people don't realize that. Like when Stephen Curry's wife made that big ordeal about she still wants to get attention or have attention and stuff like that. To me, I kind of felt like she was actually crying for attention from him. But she made it like, I'm not getting enough. I don't get as much attention as he do when he's out in the streets. But to me, if he made her feel like she's the only one, he's not cheating, he don't see them other chicks, like you the bomb, blah blah blah, she would not want that. Some women just want validation. Like they just that means that's just like you said. We gotta take it as that's just some people. But honestly, I think that was a cry out for Stephen to step up. Like he's not giving her enough attention. Not saying he could have been giving her a lot, but it wasn't enough for her to want more or something like that. But one thing I do want to say, like to address one thing that you said, I feel like when women go wrong, my sister did it today, and I do it too. Pooh Bear, nephew, baby boy, he just woke up bad day, having a bad day. I mean, he having a meltdown. I can hear him background straight. We all gonna think something. He having a meltdown. And she went from yelling, then she was like, I'll be, you know what I'm saying? But I said, go get the bill, to, like I said, to yelling at him. And he said, you know what? Maybe you just need a hug today. Come here. And she hugged him. The thing about women, they don't do that. We do that as mothers to our boys, but we don't do that to our men. And sometimes that's all the man wants. It's not like he wants his mama. Like people who take that word as far as the mama of the taking care of, that's not what he's looking for. He's looking for to let some of that go. It is okay, baby. Lay your head on my bosom. Like just here you go. This is all you need. Like
if women could get that,
that
because
women,
because this is the thing. A lot of times when a woman needs that, she'll come and get it.
yeah, because all you gotta do is fall into your lap. That's it.
Right. So,
And you immediately lift up your arm. You with the men, they like y'all fall into our lap. Most women, they're like, "What's wrong? What you do? Like, what you trying to? What happened? Why are you doing this? Like, you cheating? You doing something? You know, it's always something. It's like, no, he just really just want to release. Like, it's been so many times. Like, I told Ladie, like, I mean, he's big. He's 6'4", and literally, I just did it not too long ago. And I'm just like, Ladie, just come here. And he like, no, I'm okay. No, you're not okay. Come here. Let me just hug me. And literally, once I hugged him, you could just feel the release. And he just started crying and told me everything. Now, mind you, I have been on him. Like, I have been yelling. Like, I know you keeping a secret. What is going on? This ain't you. Your mood swing and change. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I know it's something. And then I just said, just come here. Just hug me. I don't want you to say nothing. Just hug me. And literally, when I say them tears, baby, them tears started rolling. And then now he told me everything that he's been going on for the last 2 weeks. I'm like, all you doing to tell me?
I'm telling you, if more women could understand that, like, I had an ex that was like renowned known for her hugs, right? Like, people were like, "Oh, she gets the best hugs. Your hugs just make me remind me of my mom. Your hugs are awesome." She would, I mean, on the drop of a hat, people requesting these goddamn hugs. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. No, when I say this is honest to God, hand to God. You know what I'm saying? You know, family, hold on, because people even within the family was like that. When I say I very rarely got that hug just off of GP, it was something that you were so willing to offer to someone else when you saw that they was going through. Yeah. But I never got that same thing at home. You know what I'm saying? And once I became cognizant of that, I was like, it made me look at her differently because it did. But I knew there was for me there was a level. I didn't feel like she cared as much. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, some stuff is just the little thing. You know what I'm saying? If you can recognize that your friend is hurting, your coworker, your church member, whatever the case may be, is hurting, and you just walk up to them and be like, "I don't know what's going on, but I'm just gonna hug you." But you can't do that for your spouse. And it's not that I didn't think that she cared about me, because I do. I definitely did think that she cared about me and that she loved me and whatnot. But
it could be like what we said earlier about the strongness. She just felt like you were strong. She didn't need to do that, or you didn't need that. She felt like you didn't, but you did. Like she felt like that's what she was giving everybody else was little, and what she was giving to you was the money, this, or that kind of attention, and you were good, but you didn't express it. But again, if you would have had expressed it after you figured it out, and that's the thing. If that's what it was, I'm not saying that she should have tapped into it, but if she did not know, that's what you needed. Once you express it, give that person time to fix it, to see if they're gonna fix it. Mouth don't get fed. I know you in your head, you like, damn, you can do it for everybody else. But hell, for something, she just thought you were strong enough, and you probably just didn't need it. And she probably thought she was doing your needs in this way. But actually, all you needed was a hug. Baby, come here. But then it should have been like, a hug, you sis. What is a hug? Now, if she would have done something like that, then now you know. Now you know.
And I don't think, being fully transparent, I can honestly say I don't think I presented her with that information, because by the time I really was cognizant of it, we had been together for a while, and at that point, I was just like, to me, it was just another thing. See what I'm saying? To me, it was, but I get, once again, I get that, I get what you're saying too, but this is the thing, if she wasn't that way with everybody else, I can understand her not being that way with me. But if you are, because like you said, I think we had the conversation before about like social media posting and for your man or whatnot. We had the conversation. Well, if is it important for your man to post you? And he was like, well, if he's not a big poster anyway, then no. See what I'm saying? Because that's just not what he does. But if he's normally out posting and he's posted his other girls before and the whole nine, then I expect the same treatment.
Yeah.
For me, this is for me.
Mm-hmm.
If you can recognize that need in somebody else that you are not romantically vowed to or connected to, you should be able to see that same need in your spouse. See what I'm saying? Or
but that's the difference, though. She's romantically with you. So was she like that with the person that she do? She only do it with people that she's not romantically with because she can't give them the romance part of her. And so this is what she can give them. And with you, she's able to, to sleep with you, to do this, to give you this.
Yeah, but
whatever.
to me, connection is connection. Because you're connected to that person, so you know that person. You feel something.
Right.
And that
but
person
she might have felt like she was giving it to you in the romantic way. She's not giving him it in the romantic way. She can't. This is my way of giving it.
And I'll be very honest, she couldn't have felt that way. She could not have felt that. She could not have felt that way because the physical wasn't always there. The physical.
So did she do it? Do you know what she did before you with somebody else that she was in romantic with?
No, I'm talking about for me, with me and her relationship. It wasn't.
In the relationship before you, did she do that with him in the relationship before you?
I don't care about that.
Oh, okay.
Because once again that goes back to, well, this is what I'm normally used to. This is what I'm not that person. So when I have expressed that, I'm dead ass about that. What you're not going to do with me is, well, I'm not used to having to do this. I wasn't always responsible for doing A, B, C, and D. I'm telling you what I need.
Exactly.
Just like you're telling me what you need.
Right.
And even if outside of the telling of what we need, I'm not going to bring into our relationship anything that has what I was doing in the past. See what I'm saying? Because that wasn't you. Right. So with that being said, I don't care if that man didn't require hugs. I don't care if that man didn't require for you to think about the words that you choose. I don't care if that man was, so held everything in and never let anything out. And he was so close to the vest and the whole nine. That's not me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And there's a reason why you're not with it.
Do you understand that's a habit though? That's the reason why I said that's why it's communication. You gotta communicate that.
Once again, I understand what you're saying, but if you expect for me to do it, I expect the exact same thing from you. You can't expect anything from me that you're not willing to do, and vice versa. I can't say, babe, I need you to talk to me when you're feeling some type of way, and then never talk to you when I'm feeling some type of way. Or I never listen to you when you tell me. See what I'm saying? Because those two things don't mix. See what I'm saying? So but you know how I am. So I'm very, at certain things, I'm very straight to the point. See what I'm saying? I don't care and I get it. And that may not be the absolute best way of expressing that statement, but I don't care what you did in your previous relationship. I don't. Right. I don't care what those parameters was. I don't care if he was. I don't care about that. So I'm saying, because I don't want you to care about what I was doing in my previous and what I had become expected to or accustomed to in the whole nine, because we're not with those people no more. Right. So when I'm talking to a young lady now, I'm so intentional about making this statement. I want this next relationship to be so customized to me and you. Right. To what you need from me and what I need from you. So I'm saying, regardless of what you've been accustomed to in the past, regardless of what I may have been accustomed to in the past, it has to be customized to us in order for us to work long term. And if it can't be that way, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, and I will never allow somebody to use that. Well, I'm just not used to that. Well, get used to it. Right. Right. See what I'm saying? Because at some point, I've definitely made the statement at some point in time. And if I made the statement, then I expect for you to do something about it. See what I'm saying? And if you don't, If you don't, I'm not the guy that's gonna be like, oh, I told you 3 months ago, I told you last week. No, like you said, I see that you dropped the ball on that. But I'm not gonna keep giving. I'm gonna become real Kobe Bryant, nigga. I'm not gonna keep passing your ass the ball and you keep dropping it. You keep missing the layup. No,
but that's okay though. Exactly. But that's what I said before. Again, it goes to communication, telling them, having that open dialogue, and giving them the chance. Like you said, I can't keep passing you the ball, but if you want to come off the bench, if the person come off the bench, let them. You got to give them time to prove themselves. But you got to tell them what they're doing.
Oh, you got to. You can't, because like you said, there's absolutely. I used to say, and I used to tell Key and the kids this all the time. There is absolutely nothing I can't fix anything if I don't know about it.
Right.
I can't change the behavior. I can't do something different. I can't do anything. I can't fight a battle for you at school if I don't know that there's a battle to be fought at school. So I'm saying, now your responsibility is to tell me the whole goddamn truth. Don't have me up here fighting this battle and you up here acting a plumb fool, so I'm saying, and in the whole nine. And now I'm up here fighting for it, and they're like, sir, but your kid was the one that threw the lunch tray in the beginning.
Right.
And now I'm looking at your ass like, oh, did they? So I'm having a whole conversation with the teacher, looking at this thing. So you saying that my son was the one up here talking mad shit to this? He's smacked the kid first. You know what I'm saying? And he was up here talking, doing the most. And then he got upset when the kid was like, I ain't taking it no more. So he punched him back in his eye. And now he in his feelings because he got punched by the little one kid.
If this school isn't working, everything else, he got me up here. Okay.
You know what? I appreciate you telling me, ma'am. But I'm gonna go ahead and check him out for the rest of the day. I'm gonna go ahead and check him out for the rest of the day.
Mr. Moore, can you go up?
No. There's no Mr. Moore now. Call me Daddy. Call me Dad. Call me the Grim Reaper. Call me God's angel. Cause I'm about to FedEx this nigga to Jesus.
You are stupid, but yeah.
No, but that's it, man. It's literally so much.
It's communication. It's communication.
We've said it so many times on this show, man. There's communication at the right time can change the whole trajectory of a relationship.
That part again, though. What you just said, hold on. It's communication at the right time. It not only is that you got to say it the right way, but it's also a timing of everything. You cannot communicate when a person's already upset. You cannot effectively communicate when a person's already shut down, when a person's already mad, when a person's already heated, when a person's already to jump in, already to fight. That's not the time to communicate your feelings. When a person's up and running and trying to get out the door and trying to do this, that is not the time. You need to. That's why they say though, in relationships, it is important to still date. It is that time that you set aside for your mate to go out on a date where it's just you and him or you and her, and you sit down and I think there was this one, you know my nerves now that you said it, because I'm like, it was this one ma'am, it was this one shot, but it was this one episode that was on Facebook, and she said literally, she requires not for her man to take her out somewhere, but every week, for 1 week one day out of the week or after 2 weeks, she said they take turns. He plans one and then she plans one. You don't have to go out, but literally it's a day that they set aside to have I want to say it was weekly. She said there's 7 days. I want one day that is these hours on this particular day, and I want to say maybe it was every Thursday or something like that. No matter what, we are going to go have picnic. We're going to do this. We're going to have Netflix and chill. We're going to close the door off to the kids, and let's talk about how our roots been. And that's what she said. She said, but people feel like there were some people that are like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. But it's funny how people say what they don't have time for. Or I don't have time to go visit this family member, go visit this family member. But as soon as that motherfucker gone, dead, you got all the time to make that funeral. But all you had to do was take a couple minutes and go see about that family member once a week. But you couldn't do that because you think you got nothing but time. And that's the thing, we don't have time. We don't. And the more time you add on that relationship, you not take care of that man is going to find that time for somebody else. Because somebody's got that time. And it's not you. So he going to go find that time somewhere else. And that's
Once again,
period.
Once again, we talked about that. We've talked about a lot of stuff on the show. But it's those people that say that they don't have the time for it, by time you really, first and foremost, you do.
You do.
You have the time because once again, you're not working 24 hours a day.
No.
You're not so busy all goddamn day that you find the time for the things that's important enough to you.
The things you want.
And it's literally that simple. I can definitely understand that train of thought, because if what that one day is doing, what those hours, that block of time is doing, you're able to reconnect. You should be able to express yourself. It should be like
no judgment zone.
That part.
Yes,
it's no that part. Whatever we discuss in this area, there is no punishment for it.
No punishment.
Exactly. Now that don't mean that you should tell. That's when you should tell her that you've been banging her sister. That's not that time, fam. So you keep that. You keep on keep that one to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
But for 2 days, not today.
Right. But in that block, I should be able to be this way all the time. But definitely during this block, it is like you said, it's a no judgment zone. It is there's no punitive damages zone. I should be able to be my most open and raw and vulnerable to you. And if I can't, see what I'm saying? Because if I can do it here, then we can branch this out, and I can do it, more so during the during the unblocked times as well. Exactly. And then it'll just build upon itself. But if I can't do it here, and then I do it here during Thursday, that's their tap in Thursday, right? Mm-hmm. So on their tap in Thursday, really vibing, and he expressed how she made him feel, whatever. And then on Tuesday, she said something slick and sideways about what he done expressed, or he did. You know what I'm saying? And so now you done violated that time. Because what we said we wasn't going to do was that. And then and that's not even in jest. So some stuff, people think I play around way too much, and probably to a degree I do. So but there's some stuff I don't even play around with, man. Some stuff I would never even broach the subject, like case in point. Like there was some years ago that we was all over my auntie's house. See what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna mention any uncles. See what I'm saying? But one of my uncles had just got with a new lady, right? So I really didn't know her that well. See what I'm saying? She seemed cool. She was real cool but I didn't know her that well. And so had I known about a situation that she had went through, I would never have broached I would never made the jokes that I made that day, right? Now, this is the thing though. I wish some of my uncle's kids would have been like, instead of hyping me up, would have been like, hey fam, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Said, calm down. Hold on. I ain't saying no names. I'm just saying because it made me.
It wasn't raped up by everybody. Let's just say that. We ain't gonna say no names, but I know the situation. And
no. And for me, hyping me up is laughing at my jokes. See what I'm saying? That's hyping me up. See what I'm saying? And if I get you rolling and you like on the floor, you really going in, oh nigga, that's fuel to the fire. Now, had I known the situation, I'd have never did it. See what I'm saying? Because I had people call me and like, I can't believe you said this, and what did you do, and blah blah blah. And then even my uncle was mad at me for a second, and I was like, I didn't know, fam. And I mean, I was in my 20s, so it was I was definitely immature and whatnot. But had I known, I made that whole statement because I didn't know. And some stuff, medical situations, family situations that, I just don't play with certain things because some things just ain't funny. So I'm saying it can be funny in the moment, but it's not funny to that person. And then too, I don't want that person to feel some type of way. Now, me and my auntie, we good. See what I'm saying? Because, I'm big enough to apologize for my shit. And I apologize soon thereafter, especially once I found out what was going on. See what I'm saying? And I wasn't forgiven for making for the jokes that I made. See what I'm saying? Because I shouldn't, but once again, it is what it is. Regardless of the fact, we have to be able to give people the information that they need in order for them to be able to prove themselves. See what I'm saying? Because
what you just said too, even though you give it, it's not about it didn't hurt your feelings. It might have hurted the other person's feelings. And that's the problem. Like what you said, it's not about, it's her when she's able to tell you that you when you're able to tell her like, hey, you saying it this way hurt my feelings. Wow, white Mississippi. No, it's not why. It's not why. It hurt his feelings. So on that. Like you can't, like you say, everybody's okay to say how you make them feel, how you hurt them, or whatnot. I mean,
everybody.
Did it come back
you
on?
froze.
Okay.
Yeah, you froze. You and you little funky Wi-Fi.
Hold on. You froze before I told. Don't go there.
Oh no, my stuff stay connected now. I just
kept talking until you popped on, and then it popped on.
No, but once again, we have to, like you said, we have to be able to. No, go ahead.
Like what I was saying was, it's not about the fact that it didn't hurt you. You're the one who said it. How did that person take it though? Like, if that hurted them, then acknowledge that part. Like, don't shove it underneath the rug like, oh, their feelings don't matter. Like, it's not about that. If it hurt them, it hurt them. Figure out why it hurt them and not to do it again. And to me, that brings out the selfishness. And I just feel like some women just feel like, oh, like your feelings don't matter. Yeah, that whole y'all feelings don't matter shit. Or he didn't cry. Like you said, some men just don't cry. Not that they can't, but they never had that outlet to cry. And so if he don't cry, they like, oh, that didn't hurt him. Or like we say, if we hit you, it didn't hurt you. And you like, oh, that smack hurt it. Like, just because you're a woman, I'm a man, you slap me again. But
dude, I have in not man relationship I've ever been in have I ever been smacked. So I can only talk on what I think may happen. I can on God. I'm not gonna hit you back. Not that first time. You know what I'm saying? But dude, I know but once again, I don't tend to be in those type of relationships where that's where that's going to be a possibility. So it is what it is. No, we don't. I don't do that because crying isn't the only way that emotion is let out.
Right.
So and just because I don't cry, or just because men don't cry, or even some women don't cry, doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. And because in the end, they're still human beings.
Right.
And they still have every feeling that you have or can express or exhibit that person has too. And I just don't think enough women acknowledge that.
No.
I don't think enough women acknowledge that, or just like they want their feelings catered to, they don't cater to the feelings of their man. Like one of my dating questions is it happy life, happy wife? Or is it happy house, happy spouse?
Happy spouse, happy house.
And depending on what she says to me, goes a long way on how I think about you. Because if she says,
I wouldn't even give that, because to me, if she's smart, and again, like you said, we are smart. It's like a lot of us counter or already think about where this question just came from. She could honestly say, oh yeah, I think it's happy house, happy spouse, whatever, happy, like, oh, I never thought of it, but she just know not to say that other one. But no, but like, how do you feel about that happy wife, happy life? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, I wouldn't even give her that, like, here's A, B, and C. I wouldn't give her B. Like, oh, how do you feel about the happy life, happy wife? Do you believe that? Is that what you believe?
This is the crazy part, fam. This is the crazy part. Most women, when you ask them that question, they definitely say it's happy wife, happy life. Or they'll say something stupid like both. It can't be both. It can't be both, fam.
It
And
is
this is
both.
the thing. By you saying both,
You say
you
happy
really mean
spouse,
that it's happy wife, happy
happy
life.
yes.
That's what it is.
Both, then
You
it's
just
happy
don't want
spouse,
to say,
happy
you
wife.
just don't want to say it that way. But that's what you really believe. And if even if you don't believe that, that's what I'm inferring that you. That's what I'm going to infer that you believe. And since that's since you couldn't make a decision, since then no decision is a decision in my book. So no, and once again I've stopped talking because not based off of just that particular question, but that question lets me know a lot about your mentality. And then once I'm aware of how you kind of think mentally, I'm more prone to pick up on other ways that you are that fits that scenario as well. No, man, we good.
Yeah.
We good. And once again, that doesn't mean that we're I'm done, conversating and whatnot. We can, but you'll never make it past a certain level with me ever, because once again, I'm not. My goal in life is not to be the only person to be the person in the home that's being neglected.
That's doing all the pouring. It should be an equal pouring in.
That part. And once again, I learned a lot from my most previous relationship. I did. Since I learned my mistakes, I learned my flaws, I learned my shortcomings, and I admit to my shit. See what I'm saying?
And that part.
I'm going to be intentional about my next. Once again, in my next, I won't have some of the mad restrictions and some of the responsibilities that I had before. See what I'm saying? Because I just won't at this particular time, depending on who that young lady is. See what I'm saying? But depending on the situation.
Like you said, though, even with your first marriage, like you said, you learned some of the lessons. I mean, you moved quickly to the next, but you took some of it.
You know what? Honestly, I did. Not the first marriage.
But you did say there was certain things that you knew not to do, but you might have did it, but you did learn something. Like you might have jumped, but you learned something. Like you said, you said before you did. It was something you said, not a lot, but I did learn something from it. I took something from it.
I mean, what I took from the learning lessons that I learned from my first marriage to my second marriage was two totally different things. From my first marriage, I learned I learned how far I would go to find the truth. Okay. So I'm saying, that Inspector Stephanie.
Yeah, Inspector.
That Detective T was on the case. So I'm saying, even when you didn't think I was on the case, I was on the case. So I'm saying, I truly, that's when I really understood that my emotional side. So I'm saying, and my feelings and the whole night, because I've never had my feelings hurt so bad in my life. For real. And I got my faith out of it. So I'm saying but I didn't learn enough about me though. So I'm saying, and by the time I got with Key, I was learning me on the job while trying to learn her. So I'm saying, this time I know me pretty well. Yeah. So I'm saying, I know me very well at this point. And I'm almost 50 years old. I should. So I'm saying, but that age doesn't equate to wisdom, because once again, Granny, there's only a couple things that I really recall Granny ever saying. But one of the things Granny used to say all the time was, "You're only as wise as your age and your experience allows you to be." Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And and once again, if you don't have no experience, you could be 100 years old and still be immature. You can be 10 years old and run your whole house and be totally wise, because your age and your experience has led you to be such a thing. See what I'm saying? So,
I can debate that, but I won't, because we're coming to the end, because I don't have experience, huh?
Debate it with your granny. She the one that said it.
I'm just saying, like I can understand what she's saying, but at the same time, it also too, you have to be willing to
You
Like,
have to be willing to learn.
I don't have experience, so I have just one boyfriend, one only. But I feel
Right.
like my next relationship, I'm literally going in a whole nother person. I took that one experience was enough a lifetime for me, where I didn't have to have several different relationships.
No,
Or
no, but that's not what she's saying though, because the experience that you have is the experience portion of it.
okay,
See what I'm saying? So you have the experience, you have your age, so that's where the wisdom comes together. See what I'm
so
saying?
even though you haven't had multiple people, you can
No,
still
it's not about having an experience with multiple people. It's
okay,
about having the experience.
right.
So
Well,
if
yeah,
you if
and
you
that's true.
if you
And that's true because I think what was the different stages? Like you can go
right
through 10 stages with one person. Like because
right
we went through every stage, but it was just one person. But it still
right.
went through every freaking stage. They're good.
If you never went through heartbreak, it's hard for you to talk about heartbreak.
Right.
But if you've gone through heartbreak, you don't need heartbreak from multiple people. That
Well,
one to
I
do.
don't. I'm good. I'm a survivor.
See what I'm saying? Real shit. It is what it is.
Survive that again. I'm good.
It is what it is. So it's not about having multiple experience of the same kind. It's
Yeah.
just the experience in and of itself.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what
Okay.
I've hung on to that. I've hung on to that since I've heard her say it. Since I heard her say it. See what I'm saying? And she's always
But do you see? Do you see how it is though? You see how many times like how I interpreted something or you interpret something like, well, yeah. Like it's the communication.
yeah.
And that's the thing people don't do. They don't do this. They don't sit back and be like, oh, like the light bulb go off. You know, like listen, like because when you said it, I'm like, well, I'm not experienced, but goddamn it, I'm smart over here. Like I know what I want. You know,
Right, but you was ready. Right.
but she was like, no, you've had the experience. You just had the experience through this, through this, through this. Like, I'll let you talk, let you tell. Like, not in either. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we so quick. We so quick to go to the negative and to want to bite off instead of listen. Like, oh, okay, I get now how you said it, but this is how
Right.
I interpret it. You know,
Right. I mean, your interpretation, and that's when I say your feelings are validated, but you have to make sure that you're hearing it properly, you're interpreting it
yeah,
properly as well.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because literally that statement was like I just said. He was like, well, I could debate that, but the debate isn't really necessary in that particular statement because the statement on its own accord it rings true. You know what I'm saying? Because she does once again, it wasn't about having, beating your head against the wall, doing the
right,
same thing
right,
multiple times over and over and over again. No, by
right.
no means. It's about the experience, regardless
Yeah,
whether you had it one time or you taking
yeah,
care of the household every day or whatever the case may be.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's and literally I heard her say that one time.
Mm,
One time.
that's
And
it.
it just gleamed with me, fam. So yeah. So
Well,
all
thank
right,
you
well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been
been
a
a
whole
pleasure.
pleasure.
We hope you guys learned just a little something with real shit with w.R&T on your
Yeah,
Sunday.
we didn't have much interaction today. We didn't have nobody in the comments or nothing.
But yeah, we didn't. But you know what else too? I think I am about to turn off this editor creator today. Was the last day I was gonna try it because
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try it and see if it works, and if it don't work, But I don't think this is working for me because, like I said, we can't. We see people come on, I can't wait. I don't see them anymore afterwards. It do go up, and then sometimes when it's multiple people on there, it'll just say one person. Like I see Naisha on, and then it said 5 others. And I'm like, well, who the hell
Mhm.
can do the 5 others? I mean, I know we don't have any space, but even our numbers are a lot important. I don't know. I
Right.
don't know if it's like the additional creator thing, because when we're on there too, they also pay and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. Maybe I think I'm gonna cut it off, see how I do. Again,
Okay.
cut that off and read back, and then see for 2 more days to see if it was the same stuff because some stuff just ain't adding up. And I kind of liked how you was giving your shout outs and how you would say stuff, and we was able to wave to them and stuff like that, and acknowledge them. And now it's just like we can't. Not saying that could be the problem, but I noticed the difference. So
It definitely could be. So we'll figure it out.
we'll figure it
So
out.
once again, we want to thank y'all for whoever's on watching us right now. Thank y'all for tuning in with Real Shit with R&T. Hope you learned something. Hope you heard something that you can apply to your own situation. And or if you don't have a situation, get your situation, then apply it. You know, these videos is on our page all the time. If you want to go back and listen, feel free. It's free advice. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't come blaming us if your shit don't work out. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not paid professionals. We just play one on the TV.
But wait a minute, if the shit does work out, then come blame us. Come talk to us. Come talk to us. We like
No,
McDonald's.
because I don't want to hear about your funky. You got somebody, I ain't got nobody. I don't want to hear that my shit work for you and they work for me.
What? I want to know. Tell me.
Yeah, tell her. She wants to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. Wait till I got somebody, then come and tell me.
I'm sorry. Hold on. We need to speak right here, so I can't tell you I found somebody before you found somebody. I gotta keep it a secret.
No, you can feel free to tell them. You can tell me.
Oh, okay.
I don't want the audience members saying I really took your advice. I took your advice, and me and my husband been happy ever since. I want to be the only nigga lonely and sad.
Yours is coming. Ours is coming. Well, thank you again for tuning in with Real Shit with R&T. We will see you here on Sunday at 8 o'clock, same host, most likely same location, but if not, always your same host, R&T.
I'm sure you meant, I'm definitely think you meant Thursday.
What did I say?
Sunday.
Yeah, I meant Thursday at 8 o'clock, you know. I made my best. See, this is what you're here for, see?
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. As a man, I listen. So I listen. That's one thing.
To you too, even I'm on because remember you was like, fam, this is Wednesday, but see, I was so busy. I'm so strong. I'm like, I'm just on the moon. You like,
right? Because I'm like, I saw the post you said tune in tonight. I was like, nigga, I'm gonna be at school. I don't know what you gonna be doing, but I'm gonna be at school, fam.
I'm here for my going. My bad. I needed it. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, to share. Oh, and please, I will add it to this one too. I'm adding it to everyone. Please, if you can, please go to YouTube and subscribe. And even if you know somebody, if your friends know you have YouTube, I don't care if they never go on YouTube. All they have to do is have an email address and that's it. And we need the subscribers. I think we are at 22, I think. The last time I looked or something like that. We need 50. It don't cost nothing at all. You just log into log into YouTube, click that button, and just hit the button, subscribe. That's it. Nothing comes to your phone. Nothing. We appreciate you, as always. You guys have your Sunday evening back. Have a good one.
Holla.